Good Friday to everyone. Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog, here with you. Law Dog Sports, the weekend big show with you on your SoundCloud provider, Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, you name it. That's where we put our podcasts. My partner, Jeremy Schroeder, is here with me. And I tell you, Jeremy, we are having a great time getting ready for some football. I know I'm ready. I know you're ready. And it is just around the corner. We are, 3 weeks away from college football, and then the pros starts after Labor Day. It is boiling down, brother.
Yeah, you're right there in the thick of it. All the high school football that you're getting to cover this year.
Oh, yeah. Got a scrimmage to go to tonight. So,
oh, boy.
Weatherford's doing an intra-squad scrimmage. And then I don't know if folks realize, but I am the voice of the Weatherford Eagles this season. So on Right Media, Weatherford Eagles TV, and 100.3 Coyote Classic. But I tell you, it is really winding up, and, recruiting still goes on. Do you, and we'll get into this more, but just a question, are you digging the whole year-round recruiting commitment stuff?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. You know, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's that way here. It seems
We're
like
old school. I mean,
all right, but it seems like Oklahoma only gets commitments starting in July.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it's for a class 10 years from now, then we've already got, five commits for, 2025.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Recruiting's gotten out of hand. The whole thing's out of hand. It's crazy. You got these kids that are committing early and then flipping 3 to 4 times, and it's just a mess. The whole thing's a mess.
Are they flipping as much as they used to?
It's more visible now.
Okay.
Kids are going. Let's say the kid from Washington, the tight end from Washington, who's been committed to Notre Dame for a year.
Yeah,
and word is now
that's Stephen Alexander's son, right?
Right, and word is now he's flipping to Oklahoma, or he's trending to flip for. I don't want to put the definitive out there, but he's trending to flip to Oklahoma, which I get that.
Yeah,
hometown kid, dad played there. But flipping a tight end, flipping from Notre Dame. Notre Dame's got a pretty decent history with tight ends. I don't know if you know that.
Well, who was the last one? The kid that played baseball too? It was a Cub?
Oh, no, he played defensive back. Didn't he? No, he played wide receiver.
Okay, yeah, he was
He played receiver. I was thinking of Mark Bavaro, pal.
Oh,
Mark Bavaro.
Going back a ways. Mark Bavaro. Phil Sims' best outlet. So
that's right.
Yeah. No, I tell you what, being old school like we are, and I fully own up to it. I'll be 53 this month, Jeremy. The phrase crystal ball on talk radio just wears me slick. Crystal ball prediction is that.
What do these guys actually know? These kids aren't giving them anything. They're just throwing crap against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah. And, I mean, I used to ridicule James Hale in the Metro because
you can still do that.
Yeah. If there had been Twitter back in the 90s, I would have been
my goodness.
Hey, James, how was so-and-so's BM this morning? I know you called him to check up on it. I mean, that's how it was. And so to me, I just, now we know for a fact that NIL and NIL packages are what's going to lure the top talent. That's why Texas was able to flip a 5-star yesterday from Duncanville, defensive line. So I get committed to the family down in Baton Rouge.
Family.
So anyways, but no, I mean, the thing about it is it's going to set itself up for, the haves and the have-nots. It's just, and then what the have-nots are going to have to do is like what K-State's been doing for 30 years now, develop the talent.
Develop.
That's the kicker. And that's why Texas has 3 Big 12 championships in going on 30 years.
And Kansas State has 2.
03, 20.
And last
year, did they not win one during the No, because they got
No, they lost to Texas A&M.
Yeah, that was Sir Parker.
So yeah, they've only got one less. And 7-win Steve has always been able to recruit.
He can.
It's
Yeah.
just what he does with them when they get on campus.
Well, and
Gets them fired.
You and I have said this since we started in 2018. There's a systemic problem in Austin that football players get on campus and then just don't perform.
Do not develop.
They should.
Right, and they, same thing with Texas A&M, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean,
maybe it's soft.
I'll say this about A&M. I mean, who's a quarterback that you would rely on since Johnny Manziel of the A&M Arsenal?
Ooh, Kyle Allen,
Kellen Mond.
Kellen Mond was okay his last year.
He knew what they were going to ask him to do, and he just did it.
But I mean, was he going to put the team on his shoulders and go out there and win a game on his own? Heck no.
And so all that talent that Texas A&M and their SEC brand since 2012 have brought in, has resulted in nothing. So,
and here we are with Texas right now. They've got a guy that's built like a Mack truck with a jugs gun for an arm, standing on the sideline while
they hold a clip.
Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning are the headliners, and he's probably going to end up transferring out.
Archibald projecting sentiment on social media. Archibald's projecting to be a bust. I don't know,
or at Tennessee within a year.
Yeah, maybe too
late. He could get under Heupel, don't you think? He's good with quarterbacks. I mean, Hendon Hooker was on the struggle bus until Heupel got a hold of him.
Sure, and they're already touting Hooker's replacement as possibly the top quarterback in the SEC this year.
And you know who replaced him? Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
He was the starter before Hooker took over.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting, but no, this recruiting stuff and it goes on and on and on just constantly year round, and social media, Twitter propagates it. But I mean,
it's exhausting.
It's fine if that's your thing.
It was so much more fun when you didn't hear about it, and then the stories come out of what hiding a guy in a dumpster for 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And,
the motel tuck away.
Now it's like there are no rules anymore. It's just not fun.
The problem with recruiting is we don't have near enough stories from the golden era of recruiting. I mean, the most we heard about was maybe the 230 for 30s, best that never was, and Pony XS.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
and Barry Switzer should be. Did Fred die?
I don't know. Did he?
If he's still alive, he and Barry Switzer should be doing podcasts. I mean,
right. Well, just the story of Switzer going into the lunchroom at Bosworth High School in a full-length fur coat and yelling at him.
I mean, that is some true recruiting, and you'll never tell me that our world wasn't better then. But anyway, so recruiting goes on, and OU, I guess, is the big hype right now. Is a kid out of Lee Summit, Missouri.
Williams Nwaneri. It's hard to say.
So he's a big one. They're hoping commits and this and that. But I mean, obviously, here's the thing, and somebody pointed this out. Tebow, Muleshoe, whatever you want to call him, he
5 flips now.
Yeah, they're hemorrhaging recruits, but he could recruit offense, obviously.
Skill players.
I mean, that guy
got lucky with a couple of O-linemen, but nothing on the other side.
Defense, he was not bringing in the big recruits. Now, I'll say this, without injury or whatever the case, Neville Gallimore was a 5-star that came in and to me didn't have as prolific of an OU career as what a 5-star should have.
Wasn't he a Stoops recruit though?
He was, but I'm just saying that's I guess he was a Stoops recruit. So my point is defensive line talent, defensive linebackers, that could be something that's trending upwards now under BV.
It has to, or they will die in the SEC. Mm-hmm. It must, and they're doing a fine job. People around these parts, Todd Bates is, one day it's love him, one day it's get him out of here because he can't recruit. So, we'll see where that goes. But I think they're gonna be people around here are going to be pleased with the defensive line classes coming in this year.
Sure, sure.
You know,
And
especially
people are
if they get
pleased
the
with,
Stone kid.
yeah. I think people are pretty pleased also with like what the defensive line has done in the offseason that's on campus right now. I mean, I'm
Sure.
good things.
And you know, with the Nwaneri kid, he's already got 2 or 3 teammates that are
Oh,
committed to Oklahoma. You know,
back in,
Jamar Mosey's kid is one of them. Remember Jamar
oh,
Mosey,
I
the
do
fullback
remember
from
him.
Lee's Summit, Missouri?
That's the
Yeah,
one I was thinking of.
there
Yeah,
you go.
knew
Yeah,
I'd heard that school
that's
before.
his head. That's his high school coach.
Was that a Chuck Long recruit?
I want to say yes.
Yeah,
Either Chuck Long, Kevin Wilson, right there in
yeah,
that
yeah.
area. He just didn't. I don't think he was a fit
Do you follow
with
KREF
what.
on social media?
Most of the time, yeah. What are they doing? Are they
Well,
still?
they're doing their countdown to kickoff, with players by number.
Oh
And
yeah.
so
Okay. What is
yesterday,
today? 23.
yes,
Dewell Brewer.
I
No.
don't know. I haven't seen today. Yesterday or the day before was Alan Patrick,
23. Oh, okay.
and
They could have
he was
gone to
busting.
Dewell Brewer.
Maybe that's been a week or so ago. Because Q was yesterday, I think. 20.
Okay, so it's 22. So today would have 21, 21, 21. Who was a great 21 at Oklahoma? That's a tough one.
Ronaldo works.
27.
Well, here, let me look them up on Twitter. They probably already posted it, but we're a KREF affiliate on the T-Row in the morning show, and then also the Rush out here in Western.
So
Oklahoma.
they're not going away from the FM side out there in the western part of the state.
No, they are fully fledged AM FM in Western Oklahoma. Well, 2 programs are T-Row in the morning,
Uh-huh.
and then
and Teddy.
And even the hour before Teddy comes on, which is nothing but crystal ball predictions. But bless
You
him.
know what I love right now is any time of the day, no matter where I am, I could flip on a radio, whether it's Sirius or Fox, and I can find Chris Plank on the radio somewhere.
No doubt. That
He
guy
is everywhere.
He's the Ryan Seacrest of sports talk
Yes.
radio. I mean,
I'm driving home at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night, and he's on with him and
Arnie
Spaniard are on.
My gosh,
on Fox.
Classic radio. I love Arnie. I can't stay up. Sunday nights, it's hard for me to catch that, but let me tell you, I go back to the mid '90s with Arnie, listening to one-on-one sports overnights. He was on, mid '90s one-on-one sports.
Uh-huh.
It was a great network.
Yeah.
Let's see, KREF. Who's their player today? Yeah, I know
Michael Thompson. No, he was 19. Man,
who do we got? Where's
it's going to be a defensive back.
Think so?
Yeah.
Not seeing anybody today, but yesterday with Alan Patrick.
So Q would be or Marcus Dupree or Don Maloney.
I thought Patrick was 29. We're not.
Patrick was 23.
23. Okay.
Ricky Dixon would be 20. It would have been the 29 they used. I hope.
I didn't catch that one, but yeah, Alan Patrick, what a runner. I mean, you think about what his career would have been if he'd have been at OU 1 or 2 years before or 1 or 2 years after AD.
No kidding. I mean, he was very good. They brought him in here and flipped him over to defensive back. And when AD got hurt, they didn't have any Scully running backs and had to move him back to offense. And he did a fine job.
Yeah.
Cover of Sport. I remember when he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, my mom and I happened to be at Walmart picking something up.
Yeah.
And he was right in front of us in line with a stack of them.
Uh-huh.
And buying them and then signing a few for people.
Yeah, there you go.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Alan Patrick ran with a vengeance. I mean,
he was good. He was really good.
Kill you. Hey, real quick, we talked about the flip that Texas stole from LSU, Duncanville, 5-star defensive lineman. We got a recruit this season from Duncanville, I believe. That has always seemed like it was a UT wheelhouse to me.
Who did Oklahoma grab from Duncanville?
I thought we have a recruit that on this year's list that's a Duncanville product. But anyway,
well, let me
wasn't
go ahead.
Wasn't Malik Jefferson from Duncanville?
Is that the big D lineman?
He was a linebacker that was a 5-star and then faltered or just never kind of. He was Vodka Tom's recruit, I think.
Oh wow. Yeah. Man. I don't know. Duncanville. That's
Seems like
I
it's
know they.
Texas's wheelhouse, and man, that's one of those schools that you start pulling some players out of there. They're a power down in Texas football. But
Yeah, like Lake Travis and what's it, Dallas Carter.
oh yeah,
All right, here we go. Here's the commit list.
any of those Houston schools too.
Yeah, I don't see anybody from Duncanville on the commit
Okay,
list so far.
saw something incorrectly.
Frisco,
Yeah.
but that's Michael Hawkins.
Imagine
Nope, don't see anybody.
motel stays that Barry Switzer and his staffs had in East Texas. You think?
Oh man,
You think they recognize Scott Hill coming in the Longview Inn?
you think you think they treated those motel rooms like they were rock stars?
Oh, it was probably like
Especially Scott Hill.
Maybe.
What did he do jail time for?
Oh yeah, what was that?
It escapes me. What was that for? It wasn't for the attempted murder on Tony Dorsett. No.
He got off on that.
Yeah. Wow.
It's a hell of a drug, I hear.
I hear it. Yes.
Hey, I caught the Manziel doc last night.
I need to watch that.
I don't want to play spoiler too bad for you, but
I kind of know the story.
It zipped through so fast that I felt like it should have been a 2 or 3 episode doc. I mean, and we use the phrase cautionary tale, Jeremy.
Yeah.
How about there be some caution in the cautionary tale? I would put it on my betting list right now that if I had $60,000, a private jet, and a mound of that stuff we were talking about just a minute ago,
I think that's how Oklahoma recruited in the 80s.
That I could lure him to get on and go party like a rock star. I don't think he's at the point where he needs to be, that he needs to have his life out on Netflix.
Remember, and I don't know if we talked about this when, at the time when we were early on in the show, but his dad, he's got this oil money.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
He's got his own money. Oh, that was all a lie.
Oh, totally. He threw his granddad under the bus. And just to set this up for you, they talk about that and how he called his granddad, said, "Hey, I need you to I'm gonna bring you some cash or something, and need you to write me a check or something like that," because he said $100,000 in his mattress from autograph sign
and autographs. Yeah.
They show the granddad sitting at a table like he's going to be interviewed. It's that quick. The flash, and then he's gone and never seen the documentary. It's like, did we get to hear from Grandpa? What the heck?
That's you're right. It probably should have been at least a 2 episode deal, because there was a lot going on with him back in the day, with the autographs, the partying, just the absolute train wreck he was once he got into the NFL.
Oh yeah, if you can go to the Browns and they say we're probably good, that's bad. I mean,
where besides sending this guy to live with the cartel, where's the worst place you could send a kid?
Oh yeah,
that struggle with character issues, that may like to party a little bit too much, that's never known anything but success, that's going to drive him further into whatever the mental, physical issues that he had in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
They almost broke Baker. They've had 40 starting quarterbacks since 1990.
Bunch since
wow.
Kentucky. Tim Couch, and really even before that. Yeah, and he played his freshman and sophomore year. How'd he skip the 3-year deal?
Wasn't he a redshirt?
Was he a redshirt freshman when he won the Heisman?
He may have been. I think so. Yeah, he was.
Okay, they said freshman. I've always been under the impression he was a true.
He was just the first freshman to win it, but even a red shirt hadn't won it.
Yeah. Well, it kept me entertained for an hour and 12 minutes. I mean, it was interesting to see, and here's the thing. Like I said, cautionary tale generally should involve some caution. I think I could pick up that dad's at his wit's end with him even today.
Yeah.
And hey, you brought the kid in the world.
That's nurture right there, pal.
That's
nurture.
Right. That's exactly right. Now, and I don't judge. I mean, try not to judge parents, because kids can go off and do things that we all.
If you've raised a couple of upstanding individuals, you have every right to judge.
Well, sure. Yeah. Mine are doing okay. I won't, but that's the thing. what's that Family Guy said? People in glass houses can't throw stones, and then the guy says, "Oh, well, I got a 50 cal on my glass." So, anyways, but no, it was interesting. I would advise. I mean, I know you'll watch it and end up, being pretty interested in it. Don't have the kid around. The language filter was off.
Yeah, she's going to be 15 in a couple of weeks. I think she can handle the language.
She's throwing it out already.
Yeah.
Not around dad anyway.
Yeah.
So got that going for me. And then, like we were talking at the beginning, high school is getting ready to pick up. And then, conference Armageddon, which I think, didn't we have an episode?
We talked about that last week because we broke on these airwaves that
Sure.
the Oregon Washington deal happened.
But I was trying to think back to even 2021, 2020. Didn't we do some conference Armageddon scenarios back then?
I think we did. I know we discussed Oregon and Washington going to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
ACC is going to fold, or they're going to bring in Stanford, and they're going to bring in the refugees from the Pac-4.
I mean, they're talking SMU, and SMU's talking. We'll skip the money for a while.
Yeah,
and
5 years, don't pay us a dime, and we'll come in. That's crazy.
And and I put this on Twitter, and I don't remember if I tagged you, but I know I tagged our old friend Jacob Prothro, who used to write for the Times, that newspaper in Wichita Falls.
Times Record Review.
No, it's not a review.
Okay.
I don't know. Something.
Times Record Picayune.
The Picayune. That's what it was. Anyways, the Daily Tattler. What's the Cleveland Plains dealer or something like that?
Yes. Yeah,
Mary Kay Cabot. She's so great. But no, Jacob Prothro was an SMU grad. He used to come on the show with us in his previous form. Tagged him because, my phrase was, I hope the ACC makes inroads to DFW just to show the Big 12 that they probably should have thrown SMU a lifeline.
I consider SMU a national brand, don't you?
I mean,
everyone knows who SMU is.
There's a 30 for 30 about them, Jeremy.
Yeah, there's a 30 for 30 about them.
Yeah.
So what do they have? They've been decent enough to break into the Power 5 over the last, well, let's say decade. I mean, good Lord, Rutgers is in a Power 5 conference, and you shared that stat with me the other day. They've lost how many games in the?
It's just been a
Big Ten. Just at Wake Forest and Vandy, Stanford. For the love of God, they've been more successful than Stanford has. And Stanford is a big brand.
Yeah. And they're going to pony up money
money
for. I think they're going to redo their stadium because I think
it just seems like
35,000 isn't going to fly.
That just seems, they have a tiny stadium, but I mean, that's a brand, that's a get.
And you're in the heart of the metro.
And let's face it, the ACC they're not on life support yet, but
wow,
the way their grant of rights is set up and the way their media deal is set up, they're going to struggle.
Yeah,
really struggle unless they start bringing in more brands.
It's scary. Well, and obviously recruiting, and not just football. I mean, you tell me you can't recruit. Larry Brown showed you could recruit to SMU.
Yeah.
Sonny Dykes recruited to SMU. I mean, it can be done. You just have to be in a Power 5. And
and we've always said around that area, there's lots of 6-foot guys that can run, throw a football. It's getting the big dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be competitive running the spread in the Power 5 with what you have at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially in Texas.
Yeah. And then plus weather wise, all the way through early December, you're going to be okay. I mean,
it's not like you're in Chicago or Cleveland. No. For the love of God, Minnesota.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he'll listen to the recording, but since we're not live, we'll give Dan Narva a shout out for his Michigan State Sparties as they try to get something going in the Big Ten.
Yeah,
Bub, He's had a rough year, I believe.
Yeah. Was all that smoke about the head coach up there? Was that factual?
The Michigan
That
State head coach,
Yeah, what's his name?
Mel Tucker.
Mel Tucker.
Yeah.
About his contract and that they don't pay their assistants much.
Yeah, I mean that was obviously out there a lot, and I never confirmed because at the end of the day, it's Michigan State. But
Right,
no
right.
offense,
And it's a good Power Five job.
yeah,
It's not a great Power Five job.
well, it's little
You're
brother. I mean,
Yeah, it's second fiddle in
no
the
matter
state.
what
Yeah.
kind of debacle Michigan is in. Did you know? And I heard Pencil Neck saying this the other day when I was at work.
Speaking of pencil neck, I'm
Yeah,
watching him interview Mangini right now.
I had to turn him off because the TV reflects in the Wayman picture behind me. 75 years since Michigan's won one national title in 75 years.
That'd be the 92-93 season,
No,
was it?
that 97
No,
split
97.
Nebraska.
Brian Greasy.
Uh,
Brian Greasy.
yeah, the Heisman winner.
Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson. Yeah, that
Yep.
was his year.
Uh-huh.
They probably got plowed by Nebraska that year. I mean, I'll go out on that limb.
Probably, but we lived in the days of the fictional national title, so
yeah, exactly.
Hey.
So yeah, just where were we going with that? Playing in the winter? Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to play in the winter.
SMU,
like Tebow and the skipper out there.
Yeah,
Gonna go play in Camp Randall in December and realize that Lord, it's either this or 9 a.m. at home.
Just think about your fans. LA people.
LA.
A lie. It's constant. Oh my God, the weather's so great out here. The weather's so great. Are they even going to make a trip to an indoor arena like Lucas
Good Lord.
Stadium for a
Who else plays in a dome
in
the is anybody in the Big Ten playing a dome?
Minnesota got out.
Yeah, I know they used to play in the Metrodome.
No, not Carrier Dome. Metrodome.
That's Syracuse.
Yeah.
They used to play in the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome, did they not?
Yeah, Kirby Puckett Land.
Yep.
No, they built an outdoor stadium.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, because that's where the Vikings played when the baggie collapsed on the Metrodome.
Oh yeah, the snowfall.
Poor Brett Favre, 60 years old out there getting beat to death.
Oh yeah. No, so I mean, I can't imagine shoot, you can't get USC fans to go to the Coliseum.
Yeah, they're playing in front of it
in December to Indianapolis to have to navigate cold weather and make it to the stadium.
Well, 1/3 capacity is about the norm out there.
Oh yeah.
And then UCLA is even worse.
Their games look like USFL games. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, man. Pasadena is nice. The stadium is okay. Yeah. Rose Bowl, I think, it's a bit overrated. But the reason nobody goes to their games there is because transportation to and from is about the most difficult thing I've ever experienced with a college football game.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I could see that because it seems like they wouldn't be geared like things on the East Coast would be to have things, convenient.
Like, it's a satellite of Los Angeles, or the hotels are not as many as in Los Angeles, so you're reliant on buses and things of that, or driving in. And wow, yeah, it's just tough. It's tough.
Did you stay in Compton when y'all went out there?
No, we stayed in you had to ask me that. It wasn't that nice. Oh, there were 3. I was like, we don't need to stay in Compton or Watts or the third one. I told her, and it was the third one.
Inglewood?
No, it wasn't Inglewood. Okay, so it was the fourth one.
Were you in the LBC?
No, we were not in Long Beach County. Wow. Anyways, yeah, it was somewhere. There was in and out around the corner, and an REI across the street. That's what I remember about it. Huh?
Santa Ana.
No, it was not Santa Ana.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'll remember it and just blurt it out here in a minute.
Sure. Okay. Sure. So winter weather not conducive for the West Coast teams, and they're about to get their fair dose of it. And think about it. If you're a Wisconsin fan and you're given the opportunity to go, think about think about Tebow taking his LA boys to Lincoln, in Lincoln.
Oh boy, yeah, right.
But
Lincoln, Nebraska, or New Jersey.
oh yeah, Piscataway.
Oh,
That's going to be the title of this episode: Picayune and Piscataway. What do they play into this episode? But I mean, if you're in Madison in November, you're probably like, yeah, I can get a flight to LA and go watch Wisconsin mow down a Alex Grinch defense.
It's gonna be, the Rams and the Chargers. Their home games are basically road games.
Yeah,
right. And it's gonna be a lot like that for the, except Oregon draws well because it's Oregon, and that program's got a lot of money too, and they're flipping guys from USC because they are now a Western outpost for the Big Ten.
Yeah, and UW could probably end up doing the same.
Sure. I mean, they are in Seattle. It's awesome up there. It's nicer.
Do you remember
part of the year?
remember the Will Sasso lemon videos?
No.
It was when what was that little short video? Very first little short video thing. Was it Vines?
Yes.
Okay. Will Sasso used to do Vines, and he did this one where he's making fun of this fan that was giving him grief called Corey, and he does this little selfie video in his car, and he goes, "I really like when it rains in California because it's a nice break from our usual weather."
I like the one where he was driving around in character as Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to find a parking spot. That was
kind
funny.
of in that same vein. So yeah. But anyways, off track again. NFL gets going underway here. Some preseason games already gone, and they start the weekend after, or the week after Labor Day. Dallas Cowboys have a pregame tomorrow. We've got it on 97.3. News Talk KCLI in Western Oklahoma. And Jeremy, I heard Pencil Neck talking before we got on here that Dak Prescott's throwing the picks like crazy in practice.
Great.
That's no bueno.
That's not good at all.
Because
wow, yeah. Has he? I don't know what to think about that. I know their defense is pretty dadgum good down there.
Sure.
And Dak likes to give the ball away.
Yeah. Put him in a jam. See, I mean, who's the backup? Is it going to be Cooper Rush again?
Cooper Rush, is he still there? I don't know. I don't know.
Look at the roster.
I guess I do too. We do have
a
preseason game tonight.
Oh yeah, Houston. I guess CJ Stroud struggled last night.
Yeah, you got Denver, Arizona tonight.
What do you expect? I mean, is Kyler taking any snaps tonight? You think?
I don't think so, but I know Russell Wilson is.
That'll be interesting. Everybody's expecting a bounce back year for him. AFC, NFC. So much consensus is that there's only two teams in the NFC that could even challenge Kansas City, Buffalo, or Cincinnati.
Let's see, San Francisco.
Yep.
And
Purdy.
What's that?
The healthy Brock Purdy.
Or Phillip Rivers, apparently. Man, in the NFC?
Yeah.
Wow. Of course, Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
No, I really don't know. Who's the other one?
Philly, Jalen Hurts.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah. But you know what the trend is if you're an NFC team and you lose the Super Bowl, you don't even make the playoffs next year.
That is true, and they have a very tough schedule.
Yep.
Quick question, and we'll have to get out of here in just a minute, but quick question for you. If you were the GM at Miami and you have all those weapons they have, would you keep Tua if you had the chance to get Jalen Hurts?
Wow. You're going to have Jalen replace Tua, huh?
Yeah, fair's fair.
Sure, why not? Will Greer is the backup quarterback in Dallas.
Oh,
no, Cooper Rush is still on the roster.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot of people looked at Cooper Rush's performance last year, and I know they were
Hawthorne Heights.
Hawthorne Heights. Oh, that's where you stayed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you I would just blurt it out. Hawthorne.
Did Snoop ever mention Hawthorne in any of his 90s raps?
I don't believe so.
Was it mentioned in Don't Drink Your Gin and Juice on South Central?
Possibly.
Okay.
Anyways, Jalen Hurts or Tua.
Yeah.
Tua. I think this year's a wait and see with Tua. If he can't demonstrate the ability to be healthy, which he won't, and they didn't draft a quarterback this last year, that's A1 priority in the offseason is quarterback.
You got a lot of weapons.
Tua is, and he's got the ability. He just ain't got the availability.
I just wonder if he's got the
See what I
ability.
did there? Boom.
You
He
do.
does. He's good when he's been healthy. You know he has been.
He sucks.
I mean, he can't throw the ball downfield because he doesn't have the arm, but I mean, he's been very efficient.
That's kind of, yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, you got Waddle and Tyreek Hill and Damian Williams just signed with the Raiders. How about that, huh?
For Kansas City running back, Damian Williams?
Yep. Former Oklahoma Sooner great.
Back
Yeah.
in the league.
Yeah, back in the league.
Out for a bit, wasn't he?
He was with somebody last year.
Okay. Rhineland FC. Was
he
trip last year? No, a great runner. Damian Williams, I mean, some great busted run, bust run.
Should have been the Super Bowl MVP against the 49ers.
He really should have. He
had 100 yards rushing and caught a touchdown pass.
They did. So, anyways, all right, what's on the agenda for the weekend for you?
Well, let's see. Got to go to a wedding tomorrow.
Oh, so no greens or linkage this
doesn't
week?
Look like it. Yeah, I think we're just going to wait for it to cool off and then hit it hard in September.
Yeah. Hey, I golfed last weekend and was terrible as usual, but I did, I always say I'm good for 4 to 5. Look at you.
I'm just ready, at all times.
YouTube viewers love that. I got to find new irons. What's your recommendation?
There's a company out of Norway called Tacomo.
Tacomo?
I don't know what's your budget.
What would you think my budget would be?
Well, I don't know. You would tell. I mean, you don't want to spend $1,000 on a set of irons, do you?
Probably not 1,000. No.
Okay. There's a company out of Norway, Tacomo. Apparently, they make excellent irons, really good game improvement irons. The Tacomo 101. I almost ordered them, but they're like $489 for a 4-through pitching wedge.
Okay.
Not terrible.
Right.
Yeah.
What was that website you told me about sometime back?
Oh, Callaway Golf Pre-Owned.
Callaway Golf Pre-Owned?
They have some insane deals.
Okay. I'll check that out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, you have a great weekend. Have fun at your wedding. Thanks for coming on with me. This will be available on YouTube and also on our SoundCloud. Jeremy,
stay hydrated at the game.
Oh, big time. Big time. Have a great weekend. Appreciate you, and we'll talk soon.
Sure, buddy.
He's Jeremy Schroeder. I'm Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog. This has been the Law Dog Sports Weekend Big Show. Be safe out there. Don't text and drive, and sure don't drink and drive, and we'll talk to you down the road.